Simon here with Pressure Wash Help, King of Pressure Wash, and I hope my volume is good. I'm sitting in a chair here. And I want to hit on, are you ready for spring 2022? And what are some things that we can do now, whether we are starting a business or we're wanting to grow our business? And so this is what I want to hit on. What are some things that we can start doing now in the wintertime so that way we will be ready for spring come spring 2022? And a lot of times I get asked this a lot of times of, you know, I'm going to start in the spring of 2022. Is there anything I can do right now? And the answer is yes, there is. And so right now I'm actually in a cabin down here in Pigeon Forge. My wife and I have been married 14 years back in October, and October is a crazy month for us. And so we are celebrating our anniversary this weekend now. So that's what got the cabin back here in the back. But this is some things reason why I want to hit on this is because this is some stuff that you can do to get ready for spring 2022. And what I would tell you is a couple things. First off, go ahead and get you some pen and paper out. And I want you to write down some goals. I want you to write down some goals of, I'm going to post this much. I'm going to write a blog post this much each week. I'm going to work on my rig until spring. And this is why we want to go ahead and start now, because what happens is a lot of times we're going to start in the spring, and spring comes, but the spring rush is really in April and May. And by the time you get stuff done, you'll be past that. So let's start off with the marketing side. There's a lot you can do with marketing right now that will help you, benefit you hugely when it comes spring, when you're trying to grow your business. First off, Google profile, Google My Business, whatever they're going to call it, when they call it, Google profile. We can go ahead and get our Google My Business, Google profile, whatever you want to call it. I probably ought to start calling it Google profile because that's what it's going to be called. And we can start getting it ready. We can start getting pictures up. We can start posting every week, every other day. And so these are some things that we can do so when the spring comes, it's going to be ready to rock and roll. We can be posting maybe 10 pictures a month, or, you know, posting different pictures and doing all the things that we need to do so when spring comes, our Google profile is up and ready to run. I think a lot of people, you don't realize that your Google My Business is huge, or Google profile, whatever you want to call it. And this is some things that we need to make sure that we are getting in a habit of posting, getting in a habit of putting pictures on, getting in a habit of asking for 5-star reviews. And I know it's early, but we can start asking for those 5-star reviews. We can start getting our all our other stuff that goes along with our Google My Business. And so, you know, our citations and, you know, making sure, getting it verified. A lot of times we have a lot of problems of just getting it verified. So these are all things we can do now and in through the winter time that will help us grow our business. We can get our website up, and we can get our website optimized for our Google profile. So your Google profile and your website do go hand to hand, and one helps the other. What's the content on it? Does it have the maps embedded on it? Do you have links to your Google My Business on there? And all these little things can help with your Google My Business, so that way when spring comes, it's going to be like a springboard, and you're going to be way ahead of your competition. Because if we wait till spring and we're trying to do this in a rush, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get your photos done. You're not going to get the stuff you need to get done. And so this is why we want to do this. This is why we want to make sure our Google My Business, our Google profile, whatever they want to call it, is up and running with our website. Another thing we can do with it, if you're going to use Facebook, we can start priming that algorithm. We're going to start posting. We're going to start commenting. We're going to start building relationships. We're going to start networking. You can do that now before spring starts, and this will help us grow a lot. Our LinkedIn, we can do the same thing with LinkedIn. We can start looking at property managers and facility managers and doctors and lawyers and anybody that has money, so that way we can be ready when spring comes. So the key is that we're ready for spring. I know it's winter time and you get the winter blues and everybody wants to get on Facebook and get into groups and the pressure washing groups. And this is the bickering time of year and it's just starting. It'll get worse about January and February when everybody gets big dickitis of sitting there and, and saying all this crap that don't need to be said, and you don't need to be in there. You need to be in your local groups. And yes, you can't start talking about pressure washing, but you can start building networking, and you can start talking, and you can start commenting on people of who's got good this, who does that, what's that, this, and where's the good restaurants. We can start doing that to get that algorithm going for our Facebook, so that way when spring comes, we can say, we do pressure washing. We do pressure washing. And so these are some things that we can do to get us ready. Same way with LinkedIn. Our website, we can start writing blogs. If you can write, you can start writing blogs. If you don't know how to write, there's a system out there. It's called Jarvis, and it's an AI. You can go look it up on the internet. If you want to, you can go to pressurewashhelp.com/Jarvis. It is an affiliate link. I think you can get 10,000 words for free with that link. And so you can start having Jarvis write it, and Jarvis will write everything for you. Jarvis is a really cool AI tool. I use it myself. A lot of times you can see the writings that I do in my descriptions, the writings that I'm asking questions every day on Facebook. And the reason why I'm doing that is I'm building that algorithm up. I'm getting that algorithm up. So when I do talk about my membership, I've had it and it's going to get seen. If you don't ever post on your business page or your personal page, it's never going to get seen. So this is why it is so important to make sure that you are posting and you are doing the things. So when spring comes, and it'll also help you get in the habit, because a lot of times what happens is when spring comes and we start getting pressure washing jobs and we quit marketing. And then we get on the entrepreneur roller coaster. We market, and we get all this work, and we quit marketing, and we got all this work, and then we get down here and there's no more work, and we quit marketing, and then we're like, oh crap, we got to start marketing, and we do this roller coaster. If you can get in a habit of just doing it, set your schedule, do something so that way every day you're doing something. A lot of this doesn't take you that long. 10, 20 minutes you could put out 2 or 3 posts. There's ways that you can, yes, you need to be consistent. There's stuff out there that you can schedule everything. You could take 2 or 3 hours and get it all scheduled up. And so that way it will make it a lot better. So when spring comes, you'll do it. So again, you can start writing blogs. You can start doing that kind of stuff. And even if you don't blog all year, maybe you write 10 blogs during the wintertime. So then that way it can help, start driving traffic to your website. And so that way it can help you ready to go. So that is what the marketing side is. Google My Business, Facebook, LinkedIn. You can do Nextdoor. You could get in Nextdoor, SEOing, our website, all of this stuff we can do. Everything that I've said, the website might be a little bit difficult. I give you that. The website can be difficult if you don't know what you're doing. But these other things, Google My Business, the LinkedIn, the Facebook, it's all free. I haven't even said nothing that costs money yet. All this can be free. Now, you can pay for services, and that will help you do it, but all of this here is for free. And the year students in Florida aggressively market. They will definitely aggressively market in November and December, and them are usually your two biggest months in Florida. January and February, it actually goes down a little bit. But in Florida, November and December is very, very, it's one of the biggest months. I talked to Bobby Walker the other day, and he's like getting ready to be in my busiest season. So them are some things that you got to remember on there. All right, equipment wise, let's talk about equipment wise. Let's have our equipment ready by spring. Let's have it ready by February. So when I started my business, when I thought about doing it, I thought I'm going to do my pressure washing business and I'm going to see what I can do. So I started going around trying to find stuff. I found a trailer. It had two crappy mowers on it. I bought it for $400. I took the two mowers. I made one good mower, and I took that mower and traded it for a pressure washer, 4-gallon minute pressure washer. And I did all this in the fall of 2011. So 2012 was when I started taking off. 2011 in November, I went and took a class about, it was like a meetup down in Alabama. And so I did that. So when spring came, I was ready. But what I didn't do, and this is what I don't want you to do. So had all my equipment ready, sitting in my garage come March, and I'm ready to go. But what I didn't do, can anybody guess what I didn't do? I didn't do what I just said to tell you to do in the beginning of this video, to start your marketing now. So my first year, I didn't get a lot of business in April and May. May was not very good. It was toward the end of the year before I made my $13,000 for my first year. And why was that? Well, that's because I didn't do marketing now. So when come spring, I was ready. What I did is what a lot of you guys will do is you'll worry about your equipment. And here's the other thing I want to hit on equipment wise. If you do have money and you're going to buy a skid or buy a piece of equipment from a company, I would tell you, you need to start looking at it now because they're very busy. They're very, very, very busy. They're booked out. So, I have a skid for sale. I haven't sold it yet. I'm probably going to hold on to it for a Christmas present, I guess. I don't know. But I haven't been pushing it hard enough to sell it. But with that said, I know when spring comes, somebody's going to want to buy it to have a rig ready to go. And so these are some things that you can do so you can be ready. If you're going to buy it from somebody, make sure that you are getting it ready now and starting that build, get on that build list. I know there's companies out there that are 2, 3, 4 months backed up that you will not get your rig if you don't get it on order. You can give it to me for Christmas. Well, I will give it to you, Jeremy, if you give me about 12 grand and it will be yours for Christmas. I will even drive it to Michigan up there for you. I would be more than happy to drive it to Michigan for you. And you need a good tax write-off. So that would be a perfect tax write-off. With all your money you've made on Christmas lights, robbing all those people in Christmas lights. Now I got myself off track. But yeah, and here's another thing about the pressure washing of going ahead and getting your equipment ready before April. There's supply shortages, and so there's not a lot of engines. And so if you wait too long, you might not be getting a motor put together or a skid put together. So just remember that there is supply chain issues, and that can definitely make it slowed down for you. So have your equipment ready. Now, when do you need to have it ready by? Do we need to have it ready by February? Probably not. Do we need to have it ready for March? Probably so. Because March is one of those months that you might start pressure washing in March, or you might start pressure in April. And some of this is going to depend on your location. But you know, I always tell people when people start getting itchy in April and they haven't started pressure washing yet, I always tell people that when people mow their grass, that's when they see their mold. Until they mow their grass, you won't be doing no pressure washing because they're not outside. And that means it's too cold because the grass ain't growing. So they're not going to go out on the porch if the grass is if it's too cold. So make sure that, you know, that is when you're going to start. So again, don't get focused on all winter of working on our equipment and not working on our marketing. Because when we're working on our equipment, we can use that for marketing too. We can be like, we can get used to doing something that I guarantee you don't like doing, and that's going Facebook Live. Hey, look, guys, I'm building a rig for springtime. Let you know if you would like to see anything of how I'm building my rig. If you need any pressure washing come spring, let me know, and just start talking, because these are things that we can do to make sure we are. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that very much, Indigo. Make sure you are ready so when spring comes, you're ready to go. You can do that. LLC or sole business. I would at least do an LLC. And this is another thing you can do. Now, if you want to wait till January 1 for tax purposes, you can do that. Wait till January 1. Now, you can buy equipment now and put it on next year's taxes. That can get a little sticky, but you could do that and do that. So, you know, an LLC, if you have anything as in property, you own anything, do an LLC, because the LLC makes it harder for somebody to sue you and get your personal belongings that can come along with it. The LLC is its own entity. But the thing about that is when we do an LLC, we also want to do the bank accounts that are part of that, because if the LLC is tied to your bank accounts, it can get a little sticky at that point. So it's got to have its own, it has to have its own bank accounts. It has to have everything its own. So that way it's not hurting you. So that was a great question. But that's another thing that you can do that, I'll look at questions here in a little bit, that you can do to be ready. Because if we wait till spring and we wait till March to try to start doing this stuff, we're going to be behind the 8 ball. And here's the thing, guys. If you follow the process, you will get busy and you will make money. It's guaranteed. It's about guaranteed. If you follow the process, you will make money. For instance, last year, Benjamin Gregory decided to go 3 times a week on LinkedIn and started friending everybody. He has, last time I checked, he has 8,000 or 9,000 connections on LinkedIn. Right now, this past week, he just cleaned a roller coaster for 4 or 5 days and made $56,000 off of LinkedIn for posting 3 times a week. He's also working on a job right now that's $175,000, and it's probably going to take him about a month and a half for $175,000. Now, he's going to have some cost in there, but he's probably going to clear over $100,000. And this is a company with huge other buildings. So when I'm telling you this stuff, I'm not saying it just to blow hot air out. I'm telling you this because there's money to be made. And when you follow the process and you do the things you need to do, you will be successful. Will you fail? There's a good chance you're probably going to fail. Will you learn from that failure? Yep, you'll learn from that failure. And you will grow. And that is the key. That is the key to business, is just take action. Take action. When you take action, things happen. You know what happens when we don't take action? Nothing. When we're just sitting in our chair and we're like, and I got my box of signs over here that my coffee's sitting on, and I got my door hangers over here that my plate of food sits on, or out in the garage, because I'm too scared to go put out my signs. Somebody might see me if I go put out signs, Jason. Yeah, them signs ain't gonna go put themselves out. They won't. You gotta get moving. You gotta do posting. You gotta do lives. You gotta do it. And you do it, it will happen. And now is the time to start doing it. Start posting 3 times a week in Facebook and on LinkedIn. And when spring comes, you're gonna start building that momentum and you're gonna be ready to rock and roll. Exactly. Put out the money trees sitting in your garage just go bad and the leaves fall off of them. You got to put the money bushes out there, out in the yards, out in the intersections for them money trees, for them money bushes to turn into money trees. So it's not going to do it by itself. You have to do it. You have to take action. So this is things that we can do right now during the wintertime. If you're not doing Christmas lights, if you're doing Christmas lights, you're busier than crap right now and you ain't got time for this stuff. But you can't even do it for Christmas lights. You can go live on for about Christmas lights right now. Hey, we're here at this house. Look at this beautiful house here. We're in Indian Hill, that's our rich neighbor. That's like the rich of the rich of the rich of the rich people. Probably the lowest house in Indian Hill is probably $1 million. And $1 million house around here is a big ass house. Look at we're in Indian Hill here, and we're putting Christmas lights on this beautiful home here. Look at the view. Look at the horses down here. We got the horses. Go up, start petting the horses. People love when you go live and you bring in animals. They love that more than anything. They'll love that more than they love you. They'll love that even more than you bring in kids because it's an animal. Look at their little dog here. He's so nice and friendly. And we're putting up Christmas lights to give them a great memory with their family. And I'm not selling, well, come let me do your Christmas lights. I haven't said anything about that. Look at this amazing thing that we're gonna do. You know, those are the things that we can do with our Facebook Live. If you're doing Christmas lights, if you're not doing Christmas lights, start talking about Thanksgiving. Start thinking about Christmas. Start doing lives. If you're afraid to do them, start doing them. And let me tell you, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for me to still do it. And you want to know something real honest? I don't even really like doing the Facebook ones. These I don't mind. The Facebook ones, I don't do a lot. I'm gonna try to. That's probably gonna be one of my goals for next year, is do more Facebook Lives. Do one a week. Just do one a week. Set a goal. 1 a week, 2 a week, 3 a week, 1 a month. Just set a goal. Because you know what happens when you set goals? You'll hit them. Now, when I say set goals, you need to write them down too. And then you need to tell somebody. Then we're about a 75% chance of hitting a goal. So if you want to start a pressure washing business in 2022, the very first thing you need to do right now is go sit down on a piece of paper and write it down. I want to start a pressure washing business in spring of 2022. And go put it on your refrigerator. Go put it somewhere where you're going to see it over and over and over. Another thing you can write on that paper, get your wish list. Get what you want. Write down what you want. Write down the things that you want. Last year I told a guy to do this, and I said, wish whatever you want on there. And he had a list of like 20 different things. And he's like, Jason, and he's like, did you know that I hit every one of those things? And half of them I never thought I could have ever done it. But by me writing them down where I can look at it, I've hit every one of them. And so that's the importance of writing things down, because then we got goals to set to try to shoot for. If we're shooting in the air without a target, we're gonna miss. So if you're gonna start a pressure washing business in 2022, and here's the thing, I know I just said spring of 2022, but if you're gonna start a pressure washing business in spring of 2022, I want you to write down pressure washing business in the year of 2022, in January of 2022. So that way you can start working on this stuff. You can start working on Facebook. You can start working on LinkedIn. You can start working on these things that will grow your business. You know, Bobby and I are going to have a class in February, February the 16th, I believe. pressurewashhelp.com/in-person training. Sign up for it. That way you'll be ready. Bobby has grown. He is going to fall short of $1 million, but he's at almost going to be at $800,000 this year. Bobby goes in depth on how to talk on the phone. He goes on depth on how to get reviews. He goes in depth on how to do door-to-door marketing. That's how he started his business 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, and grown it to $800,000. Yes, his goal was $1 million this year, but it's not going to happen, possibly. So things happen. But if you don't ever set a goal, you'll never hit a goal. So, and then I teach everything about pressure washing. You will get to do the stuff. This is a hands-on class. This is not you sit in a class and you watch somebody tell you what to do. You don't learn that way. I about guarantee you, probably 80% of the people watching this does not learn by watching of this. Otherwise, you would already learned it from the videos. But you get to hands-on. You get to touch the pressure washing gun. You get to use the pressure washing gun. You get to use the surface cleaner. You get to use the water-fed pole. The reason why I do these classes that way is because I know this is how people learn. Jason's class is hands down on well worth the investment. It is definitely something that you need to know. Does the in-person class make sense for someone who's never done it before? Absolutely. That's why I not only I show you, I do a PDF of it or a slideshow, then I show you, and then you do. And then I make sure you're doing it right. I've had most of my people that have done my pressure washing class has never touched a pressure washer. So these are the people that I try to teach of doing this stuff. And I've had very good success coming out of it. Jason's class changed my way, doing this way more efficiently. And so these are some things that you can do to do that. If you're good at watching videos, you can come join the membership at pressurewashhelp.com/ I don't know what it is, training, I believe it is. And there I teach you how to do, I got all the videos for how to do it, how to do LinkedIn. I got almost 10 videos on just how to do LinkedIn and what you need to do for LinkedIn. Why? Because LinkedIn is so important. You can make so much money off of LinkedIn. I think I'm at almost 10 videos for Facebook. Why? Because Facebook is such a powerful tool of what we're doing for Facebook. You know, this is what we're doing, guys. I got 3 or 4 videos on signs. Why? Because I love signs. Signs make a lot of money. I've got a guy in Louisville that's done over almost $150,000 just in Christmas lights off of signs. Why? Because signs are very powerful. Signs make you money. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to make money. I want you to have financial freedom. I want you to be able to do the things so that you can go change other people's lives by you. Not, I want to be able to help you change your life so that you can go change other people's lives. My wife's over here. We're on an anniversary trip. She didn't want to be on camera, so she was looking over here at me, so I'll show. Yeah, look, we went to 80 people. We need to show you some more. We're going up on views. Hi, Jody. Dan put. But yes, this is some things that you got to do, and when you do it, you got to. Yes, she is a beautiful lady. Thank you, Charles. We've been married for 14 years. Hey, Mrs. Guyman. Thought your training class was the 12th and 13th. I think it is. I believe it is. My dates are always off, but I think it is the 12th and 13th. And it's in Florida. Who wants to go to Florida in the middle of February? That sounds like a great place to go. And it's in Orlando. Um, so, again, this is some things that you have to do to grow your business. I know I'm beating a dead horse here, but I think a lot of times people want the easy button, and there is no easy button. To way to grow a business, you got to be consistent. Number one, you have to be consistent every week, no matter what. Consistent. You pick a day, every Saturday. I'm going to do this 3 times a week. I'm going to do a Sunday night live on YouTube every Sunday night, and I'm doing a Sunday night right now with you, even on my trip here in the Gatlinburg. Could I have done it, not done it? Sure, I didn't have to come on here tonight, but I stay consistent. I can look back in about because I started this goal in 2019 is when I started this goal to do a Sunday night live every Sunday night, and this is what my goal was, is to do a Sunday night live every Sunday night. And yes, even on my trip here, I'm doing a Sunday night live for you. So I am consistent. We got to be prolific. We have to do it and do it well and make sure that it's awesome. Make sure people want to come back. Make sure that you're just putting all your energy into it. And you got to be relentless. I'm doing it on a Sunday night that I didn't want to do it. I don't want to do it all the times, but I'm relentless and I'm going to do this. I'm going to make sure, I'm going to go through hell, high water, whatever I got to do of making sure that I am relentless, that I am going to get this live done. Why? Because I want to change your all's lives so you can go change other people's lives. You know, I talk about Greg Townsend. He's a guy that is changing people's lives. And he would have never been able to do that if he didn't change if he didn't change his life first. And now he's helping little kids and he's helping grown adults get away from drugs. He wouldn't have been able to do that if he didn't own his own business. This is what I do. What I do is so that you can go out there and change your world and make everything better on your side in your world. Is it always easy? No. Greg Townsend just had put a new engine in his new flatbed that he just got a couple months ago. Blew it up. And he had to take all his equipment off of that flatbed and put it on a trailer because his truck blew up. But you know what? You got to keep moving on. You got to keep doing it. You got to be relentless. You got to take it and do it. $1,000 does the cover travel. Does this no, it doesn't cover the travel. The $1,000 does include lunch both days and possibly dinner. I don't know how we do it. Raleigh, it does include dinner. I don't know if I'm going to include dinner for this or not, but it will definitely include breakfast both days, and it will definitely include lunch both days. And thanks for the super chat on whoever that last one was. I'm new, starting next March, and setting my goal to 6 figures. What do you think? Watch the beginning of this video. Start now, not in March. You want to start now. Watch the first of this video. You want to start marketing now. You want to start building your rig now. You want to start looking at how far people are booked out on. If you're not building your rig, if you can get a rig, and you want to start thinking about January, not in March. March is too late to start thinking about starting a pressure washing business. You got your Google My Business. You can get all your Google My Business done right now. You can get Facebook started. You can get LinkedIn started. And if you start that process now, it will help you grow your business. He had the money to fix his truck, a major plus. And how did he have the money to fix his truck? Because he's been making money. He's been doing $10,000 weeks. That's how he's been able to make his money. Has it always been easy? No, it hasn't been easy. Does he push and grind every day? Yes, he does. That's how he's able to do it. Hanging out with Jason is worth more than $1,000. And that's the other thing. You know, when we go to dinner, even if I don't buy your dinner, we all go to dinner. And when we all go to dinner, we all sit together and you can talk and to me and Bobby, and it's one-on-one. one on 4 or 5 people a lot of times. Usually there's about 8 or 10 of us that go to dinner, and usually if just that's where the relationship building comes. That's where you learn the most, is even in that small time with talking with me and Bobby, talking with other guys. A lot of guys show up, they've been in pressure washing, or they own their business, or they do things. And so these are some things that, when you're getting to talk to me and Bobby, and you might be listening. Maybe you're not one to talk to me. You might be think that I'm big and scary. I am 6'6", and Bobby's like 6'4", 6'5", and he definitely looks scary as hell. But you can listen. Whenever I go to these things, and I try not. This is something that I try to do, is because I've been really bad. When I used to always go to conventions and stuff, I would just listen to other people talk. But I try to start talking now. And so, this is when you can learn a lot by just listening. Bobby could tell somebody, or I could tell somebody something, and you can be like, I can take that back in my business. I did that many times. Many times I would talk to other people. I would listen in on other people's conversations, and then I would be able to take that back and put that back in my business. I spent several $1,000s in Google My Business and Facebook and got zero return. Don't know what I did wrong. Well, some of that is, did you have negative keywords? Did you have positive keywords? Did you have a good landing page? Did you have, there is several things out there that can be doing that. Washed the house in the cold this morning. Yeah, that always stinks. You don't need to remove the screens. Don't let him fool you. I've spent Jason and Bobby. Both people are great. Don't let him fool you. I've met Jason and Bobby. Charles is awesome. Been in business for a year. I have not. In these group meetings, it's not who you are, it's who you know. When power washing houses, do you remove window screens or the client removes them? For pressure washing a house, soft washing a house, we do not remove the screens. If they're going to do exterior window cleaning, they have to remove the screens. Here in North Carolina, people are still wanting pressure washing pretty heavily. I just did a $3,500. Yeah, if you're in North Carolina, South Carolina, you can pressure wash a long time. He had the money to fix his truck, a major plus. Hanging out, Wild West, very true, already ahead of time. One job will pay for the class, definitely worth it. I'm new to starting next March. I own a contracting company, so almost every customer wants pressure washing on some part of their house. And that's a great upsell or a downsell, anything you can. I've been rocking since you started. What's up, Jason? Hi, everybody. Jason, so consistent. I'm here every Sunday. You are here every Sunday, Wild West. Really, that's true. Pressure Wash Help is really prolific at consistency. Taking Massive Action. Good book to read. Talking about taking massive action. 10X book by Grant Cardone. I would highly recommend you to read that book. It's a great book. Great book. Highly recommend it. I just did an LLC and setting up my trailer with a soft wash system with a 5.5 gallon, and I have 2 jobs lined up and a roof to clean. Awesome. Awesome. Celebrate your wins. Not much of a people person. How can I say a lot without saying a lot? Talking more about advertising. I understand what you're coming at, Donald. It's just about talking. Just try to, I teach people in my membership to go into my Facebook group, in the Pressure Wash Help Facebook group, and just talk. Just get on there and just think that you're having a conversation with whoever, with the camera. A lot of times when I'm doing this, like, I picture that there's a person right here in my camera, and I'm just talking back and forth with them. So this is what you got to do. You're going to just talk back and forth with, and it's not going to come easy. It's going to be awful when you first do it. I guarantee you. I look back at some of my videos, and it was horrid. I just cringe when I hear it, when I watch it. But you know what? I would never be where I'm at now if I didn't take a step. And we take baby steps, and we just take little baby steps, and we just do a little. We go on there for 30 seconds. For instance, Jason Hefner, he goes live on almost every job, and he keeps it at 1 minute. If he goes more than a minute, he goes off on La La Land. So, you know, just if you can only do 10 seconds, come on, go off in 10 seconds, 30 seconds, and start building that muscle, start using that muscle so you get better at it, and just start talking, you know. Is people going to make fun of you? You know, I was at the firehouse all those years. Yeah, people made fun of me. But you got to remember, that's what puts food on your table. That's what's going to change your life. That's what's going to make you better. Best way to educate and sell roof soft washes to customer. I mean, you got to think that whatever, it's an itch, and you're going to scratch their itch. They don't care about their roof, it looks ugly. That's going to probably be their itch. That roof looks ugly, and you can clean it for them. That's probably going to be the itch that you're going to scratch, is that's an ugly roof. Best way to, hey man, and where is going to be the convention? When and where? Well, the pressure wash one that me and Bobby's going to be is going to be in Orlando, and you can go to pressurewashhelp.com/in-person help. If you're talking about the huge convention, which is in August, that's supposed to be in Nashville. King of consistency. Yep. Who's Wild Wild West? I've never seen him here. By the way, is there still a Zoom call every Sunday for membership? It's not the Zoom call. That's a good point. I'm glad you brought this up. The Zoom call is every other Sunday. So like it was last Sunday, not this Sunday, it'll be next Sunday. But Marketing Monday is what I do now. And every Monday night at 9 o'clock, I do a Marketing Monday. And what I do is I pick a subject for the month, and then we talk about that subject every thing. Talking about Marketing Monday, it's probably not going to happen tomorrow night because I'm just here with my wife. So I'm going to just leave it at that, because when I do that, I got to use my other screens and stuff. So I probably won't be doing Marketing Monday tomorrow night. But with that said, every Monday night, except tomorrow night, will be that. So like I take a whole month and I talked about Facebook, I talked about LinkedIn. This month right now, we're talking about email marketing and how to use emails to grow your audience. Last Monday, and you can go get those recordings, and all those recordings go in there. Last Monday, we talked about where to get emails, how to get cold emails. I gave like 15 different websites where you can go and get cold emails. I also showed where you can go buy cold emails, email list. I talked about how we can use that email list for customers, for commercial customers. I also talked about how we can use those emails for LinkedIn, and we can put all that information in there in LinkedIn. And so that's what I talked about last week. This week, not this week because I'm not going to be here, but next week, I'm going to talk about what do we put in the email. Do we write big long pages, or do we keep it short? And so I will show you what to write in an email to property managers. And so every Monday night is Marketing Monday. And it's a 15-minute that I teach, and then it's supposed to be 15 minutes of just talking. Last time it went for an hour and 15 minutes. So there's a lot of talking with me, and there's usually about 20 to 25 people been coming into Marketing Monday. So there's a lot of ideas coming in, a lot of questions on different things. So it's been a lot of fun to be doing Marketing Monday. Never thought I love slaying water and bleach so much in my life. I enjoy coming home smelling like bleach. Means made money. You know, I love when you get in the shower and that bleach just comes down off your hair and it feels like you've been in the pool for a week. Laugh out loud. Usually when I go, love the cops are called. Question about charging a 3,200 square foot house in Florida, $1,000. Um, I need a better at bundling packages to up my ticket. Will in-person training cover this? Yes. I talk about it, and Bobby gives what he does for. He will actually give you the sheet that he's using to help with bundling to help get his price up. Thank you for your time and videos. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Never thought best way to educate a customer is and sell is to educate yourself and knowledge about what you do and speak a language that they understand. You don't have to be technical about it. In fact, I would say don't be technical at all. Don't use slang words that are consistent to our house, to your business. You know, if somebody's talking about soft washing, they call you and they talk about pressure washing, and then you go down this tangent about soft washing. They're kind of, you know, you're going down roads that they don't know all the time. You know, if you start going down that we use this, and this, and they're lost. You know, they have an itch, scratch it. Start advertising for the after party cleanups. Have you had a lot of return from business cards? No. I meant your convention. Yeah, Mike, that's going to be February 12th and 13th, I believe it is, and it's going to be in Orlando, Florida. It's actually at Bobby's shop. Bobby's shop has 4 trucks, so there'll be plenty of pressure washers that we'll be able to, you know, if we have, I like to keep it no more to a minimum. I like to keep it about 10 is really where it's the optimal, but I'm probably going to shut it off at 15 people because more than 15 people, even with me and Bobby trying to get all the hands on, it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough. Start advertising. Price is definitely, I'll start advertising for the price of definitely going up next year. My closing rate for this year has been 70. Yeah, you need to go up a lot. A lot. So much of starting a business is personal growth and pushing through 4 years. Oh, your fears, such as doing live videos. That's 100% true, Pink Robin. You know, fear, I always say fear can do 2 things. Fear can be good and fear can be bad. Fear can be good, that if we're up on a roof and we're about to fall off, that's good fear. Bad fear is you suck. You're terrible. You can't do that. You don't know what you're doing. And that's them. These are thoughts in your head. That's fear. That's not good. So definitely keep that no good. Yes, definitely business cards work really good. I'm ugly to do lives. No, you're not. I'm a 24-year-old male. I made $15,000 this summer. I pressure wash part-time. I'm also a delivery guy for Ashley Furnish. I hate my job. How do you know when to quit? Just push it and go all in. What I would tell you first though is work till you can't, till you're so busy that you can't get more jobs in, especially if it's paying your insurance and stuff. But you know, once you can go full time, it can definitely do well for you. That stuff is most challenging. Your class include Disney tour? No. I don't need the hands-on, it's the marketing. And that's one whole day is all marketing. The whole day is marketing. Marketing, systems, everything that you need to know to grow your business. And I go in depth in everything. I go in depth in LinkedIn, Facebook, SEO. Bobby will be going in depth on EDDM and door hangers and stuff like that. Got to get a cut, Jen. See you all the time. Yeah, I'm going to jump off here too. So hope you all have, again, you can go check out pressurewashhelp.com/free and get 30 days free in the membership. Also go check it out at in-person training. And if you're doing Christmas lights, you need Christmas lights, even for your house, they have starter packages even for that. You can go to really ugly Christmas or really cheap really cheap christmaslights.com, or you can go to christmaslights.io. And you can find out all of that kind of stuff there. But yes, hope y'all have a great week, and I'll see you on Thursday. If I can figure out how to shut